What's up, guys? Welcome to Bet the Day for May 19th. Hope everyone's doing well and hope everyone is ready to make some money. Got the people joined on TikTok, got the people joined in on YouTube. It's a great day, people. We bounce back. You're on fire. My man, Danny Tanner, love that. Aerox, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, we had a really good day yesterday. Really, really good day. I want to give a shout out to Jay Money in our Discord. Jay Money took my picks. He changed up. He didn't go regular time for both the hockey games, but he combined them into a parlay, $183, I believe, to win about 3,000. So that was a really nice hit by him. Really happy for him. Yeah, it was a good day. We bounced back. I'm happy about that because 2 days ago we were trash, right? We didn't win a bet. We come back yesterday, we show up and we win big. So that was it was a really good day to see. And honestly, everything went our way. There wasn't much of a sweat. The Royals game obviously was a little nerve-wracking. That there were 8 runs going into the 9th inning there, but still found a way to win. So that was good to see. Overall, just a really, really good day. You know what? The one thing I was disappointed about was the hockey game there. When you look at the Rangers and the Hurricanes stole one from them. Overall, I mean, you got to give them credit because they hung in there, but it was not a typical Hurricanes game at home, which was very disappointing to see because honestly, we had them winning in regular time, not overtime. But still, you got to take a chance there. There was no value for me unless I was going parlay to do them throughout the whole game. I'd rather do them regular time -110, so we can make some money, but we still made money overall yesterday. So it was a great day, people. Now let's get into the show for today. Let's get into the show. Before we do that though, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Number one place to just get our picks straight up. You can watch me after this. I do a 5-minute video of our picks every day. So you can get those on there. Check us out on TikTok. Number one place to see all of our betting content in general, right? In addition to our fan content, we're going out to stadiums, interviewing fans and all that. Free Pickman, how we doing? What's up? How's it going? Going good. Everett, I saw you sending some likes there. Appreciate it. So that's number one place to see all our other content, guys. We also have merch. If you're watching on YouTube here, Bet the Day merch, 3 Team Parlay Sports merch, and all that good stuff, guys. So that is all in the description below. Lightning, Yankees, and Heat in my parlay. I'm going to go with the Panthers today. I think they bounce back. I'm going to pretty much make my same picks on hockey. That we lost both of them yesterday. I feel good about the spots for them today, so we'll see. I'm not going to be on the Lightning, but there's a ton of value Lightning money line today. I will give you that. But when we look at that Lightning game the other day, it was 1-1 going into the third period, right? And then they waved off a goal for the Panthers. Right, it was 1-1 going third period. They waved off the goal when it was 2-1. So that just killed the momentum there for the Panthers. So overall, guys, that 4-1 score doesn't do that game justice. Heat Celtics over. Now a lot of people were on the under the other day. And I'm on the over in every Heat Celtics game early in the series. I'm sure I'll switch over down the stretch, but both teams are going to show up and shoot well. The Heat shoot well at home. The Celtics, I think, are going to have a much better night from the field. So I do like that a lot. Bassett over 5.5 Ks from Matt D here. He's gone over 6 of his 7 starts. I like that a lot. What's the juice on that? What's the juice? What a day coming in here for you. Went with the Warriors -5. Lovely. Love that. The unders were quality. Yeah, the baseball unders really were good to us yesterday, Alex. And we were talking about that right when the show started. They were money. The Royals one was a little tight, but everything else was pretty easy. The Phillies under was easy. Now we're going to go over in the Phillies game today. I want to see. I'm going to take a chance on that. But we will ride with it today. Smart is back tonight. He's probable. Horford is still doubtful because of COVID protocol in Florida, which I don't understand whatsoever. But yeah, Smart will be back tonight. I don't think Horford's going to be back, but still, you got Robert Williams. That's a fair trade-off. Now you're getting the Defensive Player of the Year back. The Celtics had one bad quarter. They really had one bad quarter in that whole entire basketball game. So just keep that in mind, guys. It was by no means Heat domination. If you're a Heat bettor and you came out of that game feeling like, hey, we dominated it, it wasn't the case at all. The Celtics owned the first half. They played great. Jason Tatum was nowhere to be found, and they had a terrible third quarter. And they didn't have Al Horford. They didn't have Marcus Smart. You had guys getting minutes that really should never get minutes. Okay. Even a guy like, I love Peyton Pritchard. I think he's money off the bench, but still he played an extra 10 minutes in that basketball game. The Celtics are going to compete in the series. If you watch that game and you say, hey, the Heat are going to roll Heat in 4, Heat in 5, no way. I need a lock. Who we got? We got plenty of locks today. We'll see what we can do for you here in a minute. I already posted my picks on TikTok, guys. So we're going to roll through as we usually do. We're going to start recapping the bets and then we'll continue to move through it. But yeah, all my picks are posted over on TikTok on the page. So make sure you follow the page first of all. I see those. Smart limited minutes. I'm not sure if he's getting limited minutes tonight. He has a foot sprain, so we'll see what he can do. I think they're going to let him go until he can't go, honestly. Obviously, if they can limit his minutes and find a way to win the basketball game, great. But if they need him on the floor, I think he's going to be on the floor in this basketball game. Hopefully we can tie it up 1-1. Yeah, I totally agree. Anonymous sports gambler. We need to. If Celtics can tie it up 1-1 going into Boston on Saturday. They're going to be in great shape. They're in really, really good shape. Same thing happened with Milwaukee, guys. I mean, Milwaukee took the first game of the series. Granted, they had home court advantage in Game 7 for the Celtics, so they knew that coming back to Boston. But still, they're in great, great shape if they can go in there, win a basketball game tonight, and then go back to TD on Saturday. Horford's still going to be out. Yeah, Horford, I believe Horford is still out tonight for sure. He's got COVID, so that's what it comes down to. Favorite NBA prop tonight. I really haven't looked at too many props, and we can break that down. We do a look at this basketball game. Honestly, though, I got to go with my man, Jason Tatum. I got to go every time I've needed Jason Tatum to step up in a big time situation. This is a must win game for the Celtics. Don't get it twisted. Can they go back to Boston down 0-2? It's going to be very hard, but we saw it with the Sixers. They, even the score when they were at home, and then the Heat just rolled. I think the Celtics need to win tonight to have a realistic chance in the series. Guardians beating the Reds today. I would hope the Guardians beat the Reds today. Tyler Mail's on the mound now, so just look out for him. Ramen coming in here. SNK Ramen, Celtics in 6 over on YouTube. Hey, wouldn't surprise me. I think the Celtics are poised for a big, big series once they get going. So someone asked about the props there. My favorite prop would have to be Jason Tatum PRA tonight. Big time player, big time situation, big time game. That's Jason Tatum. And you know what? Jason Tatum gets a lot of crap for how he played in that second half, but overall, Jason Tatum was sensational throughout that entire game. Jason Tatum was great, in the first half, I should say. He was non-existent in the second half, but the first half, he made shots that just blew me away. They blew me away. If he can do that throughout a whole game tonight, he's going to be just fine. Grant Williams, I'm hopeful for Grant Williams tonight. I really am. I think he can make some magic. But again, Grant Williams really, I didn't like what I saw on the bench. He was arguing with Ime Udoka. I didn't like that at all. I didn't see the same Grant Williams that I saw in Game 7. I didn't see the ice in his vein Grant Williams. But I think he's going to be money, and honestly, he has to be, because if he's not, Celtics are in trouble. Just with the injuries and the bench. Celtics better freaking win. Yeah, there you go. I hope so too, guys. We'll talk about that game here in a minute. We'll really break that down, but got a comment here from Matthew Markland. Douglasy dude who got in trouble, so he couldn't join you live for a couple days. He wants to know if you'll go poodling with him if the Celtics win. Of course I will. I need the Celtics to win tonight. Yankees sweep the Orioles, Everett. I hope they sweep the Orioles. Celtics tend to play better when they're down and the game is close. 100%. The Celtics play better when they need to, when the pressure's on, they play better. If it's close going to the fourth quarter, I love the Celtics tonight. In addition to that, you got plus 3.5 tonight. In Game 1, you had plus 1.5. So, I feel good at 3.5. I'm going to take them at 3.5 tonight. I'm not going to take a money line. 3.5 is enough points for me to feel safe that they could lose the game and still cover. If it was 2.5, if it was 1.5, I don't love that. You can also take them plus money on the money line. Again, I love playing the points. So just keep that in mind. But you could also do adjusted spread if you feel really confident in the Celtics. Take them minus 2.5 tonight if you think they're going to get the job done. You're really going to get a lot of value there. Avs money line, Yankees money line, Cubs do not score in the first. Cubs, Zach Gallen's on the mound for the Diamondbacks today. I'm going to go straight up with the Diamondbacks today. I don't have any nerfies yet, but we'll look through them at the end. Yankees and Orioles nerfy. You're playing with fire anytime you nerfy the Yankees. That's my take there. Yotan the man, sup, bro? How we doing, Das? How we doing? Ready to win some money? Okay, guys, so let's recap yesterday a little bit. Mavericks and Warriors here. Warriors look tired, or not the Warriors. So the Mavericks look tired. I shouldn't say that. The Warriors look very good yesterday, 112-87. The Warriors, though, the one thing they didn't do well is shoot good from the three-point line. They weren't very efficient, but nobody showed up. Last night was the first time I've seen Luka not show up for a game. He looked like he was trying to press a little bit, and Jalen Brunson wasn't good either. I mean, he had double figures, right? But he was 0 for 5 from the three-point line. You can't give those opportunities away. The team shot 36% from the field and 22.9% from the three-point line. You're not going to win basketball games doing that. Again, guys, I'm also a little sick, still under the weather, so we're still grinding this out. But every starter for the Warriors had double figures. Steph Curry had 21, Jordan Poole had 19 off the bench. Team shot 56.1% from the field. I mean, it is based on what I saw last night. I think the Mavericks are going to be able to compete in this series if they show up. But the question is, are they going to be able to show up? That's my biggest thing. I mean, last night was scary because we see how inefficient the Mavericks are if Luka Doncic is not playing well. And it's a prime example of what we saw last night. I don't know if you guys saw it, but if you go on FanDuel Sportsbook, their Instagram account, someone parlayed every single under for Luka Doncic, banked on him not having a good game, and it hit because he didn't. Just really inefficient night from him. Jalen Brunson wasn't good, and the rest of the stars weren't good. I give Spencer Dinwiddie some props off the bench. He was money, but at the same time, too, you need more than Spencer Dinwiddie coming off the bench. You need your starters to step up, and didn't see that. I'm interested to see what the spread is for the next game. I'll look it up right now. It's probably going to be about 6. I'd say it's probably 5 to 6. So the next game is 6.5. So Mavericks at 6.5 is a little more appealing than 5, honestly. I think they show up a little bit more in game 2 because overall they just weren't good. So you really can't look at the Mavericks last night and say, hey, this was a great performance by the Mavericks and the Suns just rolled. That wasn't the case. The Mavericks didn't show up. I got to do a little more research on what side I'm going to take on that line. I can't give you a good bet there yet. My gut says go with the great defense on Luka. The Mavericks were gassed. The Warriors did a great job. My gut says, you know what, Mavericks are going to show up in game 2, but again, the Warriors, if they can do what they did in this last game, play great defense on Luka on top of, shoot 50% from the field, I think this game is over because it all starts with Luka, right? If Luka's not getting going, it's going to be hard for this Mavericks team to get the job done. It's quite frankly, it's impossible if Luka's not scoring. Tanner, my G, make TikTok great again. How we doing? I'm on the Celtics at +3.5. Big Daddy 38. Tanner, my G, how we doing? Got some comments rolling in here on the TikTok, on YouTube, I should say. Any chance a Boston fan can injure Jimmy Butler? I don't know. And honestly, when you look at the Celtics, and we'll talk about this in a minute here, but we look at the Celtics, so one guy won that game. One guy. It was Jimmy Butler, and it was a breakdown by the Celtics in the third quarter. That'd be, we don't want to injure anyone, but listen, Jason Tatum's got to step up. It's Jimmy Butler versus Jason Tatum. I expect both guys to play well, and I expect a great series as a fan. Alex coming in here again. Luka Doncic was on the beer before the game. It's the pregame drinking. Yeah, I mean, listen, Luka didn't play well at all last night. Luka, and I don't expect that from him going into the next game. Doing good, brother. Looking at the slate for the day, thinking the C's will even it today. I do think the C's will even it. I'm going to take him at +3.5 just because I think 3.5, like I've said before, like 3.5 is enough points to make me feel confident that they can lose the game and still cover the spread. Smashing the Celtics money line. I think they exchange wins just like the Bucks. I do too. I mean, guys, these series are probably going to go 6 to 7 games. And if we see if the Mavericks do what they did again last night, that series will be over very, very early. I think they'll get a little juice when they get back to Dallas, though. When you look at the Celtics are going to get a lot of juice when they go to TD Garden. I see them winning one. I see them splitting on both sides, and it's going to be a best 3-game series. And honestly, at that point, it favors the Heat because they have home court. So that does scare me a little bit. Good thing I use your picks in a round robin instead of a parlay. Made good money. There you go. Yeah. My recommendation, guys, and I talk about Jay Money, who's in our Discord. If you're not in our Discord, join our Discord. Free Discord, link in the bio. He took all my picks and he combined them into a parlay. Jordan Poole +2,000 Finals MVP. I don't hate that. I really don't hate that at all. Again, I think it's a sprinkle bet though. He took all our picks, combined them into a parlay. And, but he took off the 60-minute time for the hockey games. He teased up the totals a little bit to 8.5 for every game and still got the job done there. He put down 183 and he won 3,000 something. So it was a really good night for him. So yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, if you're playing my picks as a parlay, I would tease them up a little bit. I would make them a little safer. I wouldn't play the 60-minute time necessarily because again, last night we won a 60-minute time. We lost a 60-minute time. If the Hurricanes would have got going early, would have swept the board for the whole night. But when I give you these picks, I'm giving you these picks as a straight bet. So if I was going to parlay them, though, I might play them a little different. I might take last night I may have taken the Warriors down to 2.5 or 3 or 4, because on FanDuel you can do that for parlays. On DraftKings you can. On Caesars you can. So Celtics W and over 206. I think the game goes over tonight. Celtics get the win, I think. But again, I'm just going to take them at 3.5. I'm going to play one bet in that game. I'm a fan, so I want to enjoy the game. Take them at 3.5 and root for them. All right, so I think Tampa Bay wins again in hockey. They're just way too much for Florida. And I don't know. I'm going to go with Florida. I'm going to give them one more chance, kind of because of the home ice factor. But we can talk about that here in a minute. Let's recap these hockey games from yesterday. Then we'll recap baseball, and then we'll get into today's picks, really break down the Celtics game. I took unders, good picks. I appreciate that, Alex. The unders were really money with us yesterday. I'm going to go over in baseball, which I hate to do today, but I think the matchup is there in that Phillies game to, get some offense going. Houston wins today. I mean, I hope so. Because Nick Pivetta yesterday just absolutely shoved. I know they're not playing the Red Sox today, but what Nick Pivetta did yesterday was unreal. He gave up a leadoff home run, then he went 9 innings. I was like, wow. I was really impressed. I barely watch Boston anymore. It's that disappointing to watch, and they're starting to get better, but it's hard to watch this baseball team. But yesterday was a positive sign from Nick Pivetta. All right, so Rangers, Hurricanes, money line, 60-minute time. We'll go quick here. 2-1 in overtime. Hurricanes stole the game, honestly. But Ronta was really good. He made 27 saves. He let one goal in early. Sebastian Aho had the equalizer with a few minutes remaining. And you know what? We've seen it in the NHL playoffs. The big players need to step up in big game situations, right? Aho was that guy yesterday, and then they finished it in overtime. Igor was really good. He made 24 saves on 26 shots. So I really, it's just a really good hockey game overall. But the Hurricanes couldn't get that offense going. And once they got the crowd into it, once it went to overtime, I felt good about the Hurricanes. But it was definitely a sweat down the stretch for Hurricanes bettors because they scored with, a couple minutes to go. Mets good today. The Mets, let's see what the Mets are doing. And guys, drop your question. I'll try to answer them. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. The problem is they're at home and it's run line. But yeah, Bassett is a mismatch against Hudson today. Then Oilers Flames, what a hockey game there. 9-6 win by the Oilers. Kozinkin and then Mike Smith both played goalie for the Oilers. They were both really, really bad. Jacob Markstrom wasn't that good either, but the Calgary, they had like 48 shots? No, 48 shots on goal, 9 goals. That's crazy. Matthew Tkachuk had a hat trick for the Oilers. Johnny Gaudreau had 3 assists on 7 shots. The Flames, I think, are just too good for the Oilers. And the Flames didn't play well in the defensive zone. I think that's a credit to the Oilers offense. They're very good. They get after goalies. They get after defenses. But at the same time, you can't give up 9 goals and ever expect to win a hockey game. How did they leave Markstrom in to give up 9 goals? And you know what? The majority of those goals came in the second period. He gave up 4 in the second period. You know what, though? That's a bad performance from Markstrom. I believe Markstrom's going to be just fine. Do I have confidence in Mike Smith or Kozinkin? No, I don't. Not at all. In no way do I. I have a lot more faith in Markstrom that he's going to bounce back, but 100%. That was just a pitiful performance by both defense, a pitiful performance by both goaltenders. If you had the over, you were sleeping very early because that was too easy last night. 15 goals in a hockey game. That's a football score. 9-6. Absolute football score. Smith was pulled after 3. So yeah, Smith barely played last night, right? And honestly, when Mikko came in, he wasn't good either, right? He was bad. Mike Smith was bad. Both goaltenders are in rough shape. I think Mikko's save percentage was like 8 something, and then Smith was closer to 700. Just not a good night for either guy. Smith barely faced any shots, and he let in 3 goals. I don't believe the Oilers have the defense to hang. But again, it's kind of concerning as a Calgary bettor knowing Jacob Markstrom let up 6 goals last night. But still, I feel more confident in him than what the Oilers have on defense. And honestly, offense, they're good. But defensively, they're very, very scary. Mets run line, Everett. When I look at the Mets run line, they're at home. That does scare me a little bit because I hate playing run lines at home for only plus 114 odds there. Chris Bassett on the bump today. It's a good matchup. But again, I try not to do run lines at home. I tell you guys that every day. But yeah, I think that's a decent spot for them. But the Cardinals can hit the baseball too. I got Cleveland, Boston money line, Red Sox, Houston, and Panthers. I like that. Cleveland's a mismatch against the Reds. Obviously, Boston should win. Guardians run line is plus 164 today. Yeah, I got it plus 158 right now. Again, guys, I will never touch a run line at home. I've done it a couple times this season with the Dodgers, but I try to not do it just because you don't get that last at bat, and that's a rule that I'm pretty loyal to. Now, again, if you want to play it, obviously the matchup's there. You got Cal Quantrill going against Tyler Mahle for the Reds. The Reds are better, but they're still playing bad baseball, right? Cleveland's okay. You got Quantrill on the mound. It's a mismatch, minus 1.5 plus 158. I'll take it. Same thing with the Mets. The Mets have been money, but again, don't forget what the Cardinals did to Carlos Rodon the other night. So you just never know. So that's why I try to keep these foundational beliefs when I'm betting baseball. It's like, I'm not going to play a run line at home. Like a prime run line spot for me, it would be I'm not going to play this obviously, but a prime run line spot tonight would be, the Arizona Diamondbacks at minus 1.5 at plus 146. They've hit 15 more home runs than the Cubs this year. They got Zach Gallen on the mound. The Cubs have beat them up early in their series this year, but you know what? This is a great matchup with Zach Gallen. They could get up early on Stroman, and then the bullpen can shut the door. Like that's a better bet for me because I know I'm getting 9 at bats, even though the offense isn't as talented. Or even like, even if I would go like Yankees today, Yankees is a prime run line bet, minus 1.5 at minus 120 because they're going to get the 9 at bats tonight. When you're telling me that, because I know going to the 7th inning, 8th inning, right? If it's a 1-1 game, if it's a 2-0 game, like you're not going to win that bet. So just keep that in mind. Thoughts on Panthers pick. So I'm going to ride with the Panthers today. I think they're too good to lose 2 games at home. And honestly, in that game we saw with the Panther and the Lightning, it was a close game. 4-1 doesn't do it justice. The Panthers were in the game for the majority of it. They fell apart late, obviously. Reds over 8. Mahle and Quantrill both give up some runs, but I'd probably go with the under in that one. Just both offenses too inconsistent there. Merrill Coleman coming in here on the YouTube. money signs. Gotta love that, money signs. Who's the greatest tennis player of all time? I don't know. I don't really care about tennis. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There's good betting value in tennis. It's funny. Our Discord pops off every single morning with tennis. Like every morning, people are coming on talking tennis. I'm like, it's like 5 a.m. People are like trying to make early money on tennis. So I'm like, guys, I just can't do that. Like, I don't know enough about it. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say I do. Cardinals over 2.5 team total. I think that's a better bet. I personally feel that's a better bet than taking them to win that game as a dog. Because again, 2.5 runs, they can manufacture that. D-backs killed the run line against the Dodgers. Yes, they did. And that's my point, right? D-backs did kill the run line against the Dodgers. So you got to pick and choose your spots. It's tough to win by a run and a half in baseball. It's always been tough. So just always keep that in mind. It's easier in the playoffs, guys, for like hockey. It's easier to win by 2 goals in hockey than it is to win by 2 runs in baseball during the regular season. But again, there's so much more value in baseball, in player props in baseball, because like, for example, I always say it again, the Orioles could beat the New York Yankees today. It's hard to sweep a team. The Orioles could do it. They're plus 172 today. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in mind. Padres money line, Yu Darvish on the bump. Yeah, I mean, they lost 3-0 yesterday, right? I'm probably just going to play the over in that game. Kyle Gibson's not been good. Yu Darvish has not been good. So those pitchers cancel out, and both offenses have been, so. But when you look at the numbers, the overs actually, I looked at the numbers today. I'm like, hey, we got it. We stole one yesterday with that under. We really did, because Zach Wheeler stepped up big. But anyways, let's keep going here. White Sox Royals under 8.5. That was big. Giolito and Greinke both pitched well, led to our under there. The White Sox are 18-19, which is kind of scary. If you have White Sox to win the AL Central, that's a little scary. Padres Phillies under 8 there. We said it yesterday. Zach Wheeler had Cy Young caliber stuff, and he got the job done there. He was sensational. There were 23 combined strikeouts between both teams. Blake Snell was better than expected. I know he gave up some runs, but he still had the ability to strike batters out. He struck out 5 guys, so that was fun to watch there. And then Mariners, Blue Jays, that was easy. Blue Jays were 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position. I thought it was going to be the other way around. I thought the Blue Jays were going to be the one winning 5-1. Obviously, that didn't happen, but still, we cashed the under, so we'll take it. I'm sure there's a lot of unhappy Blue Jays bettors from yesterday. Comments rolling in here. Tennis gives really good odds. There you go, Alex, but I don't know enough to bet on it. Well, Alex, are you in our Discord? If you're not in our Discord, there's a lot of people in there that I trust with tennis. Now, would I play the bets? No, just because I like to watch the games. I'm not going to place a bet and I hope I wake up and I see money in my account. But there's a lot of people that love to bet on tennis. A lot of people. You ready for Boston to lose again, pal? You know what? Heat in 5 is the most preposterous statement that I think you could ever make. And we're going to talk about this right now. And there's a lot of people that have been trolling me over the Boston Celtics. Listen, guys, I'm a bettor first. Okay, I love the Boston Celtics. Obviously, I want to cash bets. If the Boston Celtics are within 3.5 points tonight, I will be happy. Would I like to see them win? Hell yeah, I would. I'm not going to lie about that. But here's the thing. The Boston Celtics did not have half their freaking team. They didn't have the defensive player of the year. You think that's going to make a difference when you don't have the defensive player of the year? I know they beat the Bucks without Marcus Smart in one game, but still, they didn't have the defensive player of the year. They didn't have Al Horford, who was money in the Bucks series. They had guys playing that shouldn't have freaking played. All right. And they got beat by one guy after one bad quarter. One bad quarter. Come on now. Let's be real. The Celtics are too good to lose in 5 games to the Heat. And you know what? Everyone, I say it again. I say it every day. Everyone who is on the Heat right now were probably ones chirping them when it came to the Sixers, saying, oh, the Sixers are a better team. I said it from day one, the Sixers were frauds. Okay. I like to think I can call out basketball. I don't think the Celtics fold in 5 games. I think the series goes 6 or 7. If it goes 6, I think the Celtics win it. If it goes 7, I think the Heat will likely win it because it's at home, and that does scare me. I'm not going to lie about that. So that's what we're going with there. Excuse me for 1 second, guys. Again, we're playing through the flu game right now. Got to get a quick tissue. Playing through the flu game right now, guys. For the people. We're for the people. Subscribe, join TikTok, all that good stuff, guys. I bet table tennis for some wake and cash. I love that, Das. I love that. So that's what we're going with there, guys. I mean, if you believe that the Celtics are going to fold just because of their game 1 performance, I guarantee you were sweating your bet in the first half. I guarantee it. Jimmy Butler dropped 41 points. Jason Tatum was non-existent in the second half. It was the perfect storm for Boston to fall apart. Perfect storm. So please, let's be realistic when we get on here and we talk, right? I'm being realistic. I'm a realistic Celtics fan. Boston, yes, here we go. David Bay 500. Again, Boston only lost by less than 10 points with 2 guys out. Shake my head. Boston wins today by minimum 7. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to lie. Like, the Celtics are a very good basketball team. They're very, very good. I don't see the Heat playing with the Boston Celtics. I don't. For 7 games, I don't. Tanner's for the people. Damn right, I'm for the people. I've always been for the people. It's going to be a longer series than Mavs Warriors. Nerfy bet White Sox team. There you go. The White Sox can't hit. Listen, guys, if I truly believed that the Celtics were going to lose in 5 games, I'd come up here and tell you. I said it with the Bruins. They're going to lose in 7 games. What happened? They lost in 7 games. Now, granted, we can't predict the future, and I don't want to be one of those guys that predicts the future and tries to act like, no. This is what's going to happen. Obviously, the Celtics could lose in 5 games. Obviously, the Heat could lose in 5 games. Is that likely? Hell no. The Heat have a better team in defense than you all are saying. Guys, the Heat have a good team. The Heat have a good team. Bam Adebayo is good. But again, we took out the reigning defending undisputed defensive player of the year from the Celtics. You had Aaron Nesmith getting minutes, who shouldn't be getting minutes. Daniel Tice played more than he should have. Peyton Pritchard played more than he should have. Jason Tatum played 44 minutes. That's not sustainable. Jason Tatum should not be playing 44 minutes. Jason Tatum should be playing 40 minutes. He needs the 8 minutes of rest. That's Jason Tatum. And maybe that's why he fell apart in the second half, because he was gassed. But again, the Heat are a good team. They're good on defense. Bam Adebayo is very good. I got respect for Bam Adebayo. I got respect for Tyler Hero. And I got a lot of respect for Jimmy Butler. I think PJ Tucker is a waste of space. I think Kyle Lowry is a waste of space. Now, if Kyle Lowry even plays, I'm not sure his status. But Gabe Vincent's a lot better than Kyle Lowry. So there are also people coming on here. Yeah, that's facts. He doesn't need his rest, guys. Guys, I'm not trying to come on here and disrespect the Heat, and I never have been. But at the same time, too, we look at the Heat. They didn't beat a healthy Celtics team. They didn't beat a healthy Celtics team in submission. So when the Celtics come out and they have a healthy team, then I'll give my full opinion on how long the series is going to go. But I think tonight, with Marcus Smart back in the lineup, knowing this is a must-win game, knowing Jason Tatum didn't do a damn thing in the second half, and that has been Jason Tatum's problem. There's been times where Jason Tatum has not been good. There's been times where he's fallen apart. But the majority, I'm going to put, if you like, someone asked about my favorite prop tonight. My favorite prop is putting money on Jason Tatum, because he's a big-time player that's going to step up in big game situations. So that's what we're going with there. And we'll break that. We'll continue to break down this game. Got some comments rolling in here. What's the best 2-player props? Again, I got to look, guys, a little more, but I'll bring the book up here in a minute. Let me just get to these YouTube comments. Discord helps a lot. I mean, it honestly, Trevor Wing 6. I probably, if I had to pick, I like PRA for Jimmy Butler and I like PRA for Jason Tatum. I think both guys step up. The problem is, Tatum and Butler, they're so good, they're going to make their presence felt. It might not be in the points. It might be with the assist. It might be with the rebounds, but they're so good. That's how I usually like grouping them together. Now, usually their PRA totals are a little bit juiced, which kind of scares me, but I don't want to be the guy that, the point totals at 31 and he has 30 and he has 10 rebounds and 8 assists. I don't want to be that guy and then lose a bet. So I usually ride with the PRAs, and we can look those up here in a minute. Facts, I can say Tanner has even taken Miami to win games. Hit the like button, people. There we go. David Bay 500. Yeah, guys. And honestly, I took the Bucks in the last series. And do I want the Celtics to win? Of course I want the Celtics to win, right? But I think 3.5 is a very good number for what we saw in game 1. Celtics were 1.5. It opened at 1.5, I say, when Marcus Smart was, he was probably going to play. Al Horford was probably going to play. But obviously they didn't. The number changed. But I think 3.5 is a fair number. And yeah, I mean, I think Jimmy Butler has a big. If you're looking at props, and we can look those up here in a minute. But if you're looking at props, I think Jimmy Butler's big. Bam really wasn't that effective offensively in the first half. He didn't make his presence felt, so that kind of scares me a little bit. I'll give Robert Williams some credit. Robert Williams stepped up. Bam's presence was felt, but points-wise, it wasn't felt early. I think Jimmy Butler is going to have a big night. I look for Tyler Hero off the bench. I think Grant Williams has a better night. I mean, if they let Grant Williams shoot 3-pointers, he's gonna make them. So those are the guys I would look at for props. And again, we'll get through the stuff, but we'll look there in a minute. Das Diggity, hey Alex, sports, you still lose. It's all gamble, no matter how much research you do. Yeah, guys, honestly, nobody knows what's going to win. If you find a guy on TikTok that says, hey, this is the max play and I know exactly what's going to happen, they're 100% wrong, because I could take the Celtics at 3.5. They could lose by 50 tonight and play well. I don't know. This is just what I see, and I give you what I see. Alex coming in here, I know, but if you know your stuff, you will be up in the long run. Yeah. And I actually had a conversation with a pretty well-known Vegas capper a little while ago. Not well known, but he's been doing it for years. And he was talking about his buddies like selling picks, right? And he was saying to me like, there's a lot of people that are selling picks out there that literally just give you picks. If they hit, great. If they don't, they still collected their check, right? But if you're watching these games and you're actually breaking them down, you're going to be fine in the long run. It's stock trading, people. The stock goes up and down and up and down and up and down. Eventually, yes, for example, 2 days ago I went 0-5. That was a rarity, but it's going to happen. Yesterday I went 5-1. Okay, so we're back now a little bit. And then if you look at the 3-4 days before that, we're up money. That's how you got to look at it. Blues plus 1.5. I will never take, and we can move into the Blues here in all those games in a minute. I will never take the Blues at plus 1.5. I think the Blues get steamrolled throughout this series. And I'll tell you why here in a minute. But plus 1.5 is never a great idea because you're banking on it to go to overtime almost. With goalies getting pulled, I think plus 1.5 in the playoffs, it just isn't a smart bet. Plus 2.5, you want to tease it and put in a parlay, I think that's okay. But plus 1.5 kind of scares me a little bit, especially when you look at those numbers from the Blues game. 1 game ago, that in the opener, that was very scary. Do you ever bet on first quarter? I try not to, guys. I mean, I know those are great ways to like turn money quick. I think first 5. I'm from St. Louis, bro. Yeah, I don't think the St. Louis Blues have a chance in the series. I'm sorry. Sorry, Zach Welsh, 15. I don't think they have a chance. Do you like a goal in the first 8 minutes? I do like a goal in the first 8 minutes of the of that game. But like again, we talk about the Blues. Like Binghamton was sensational. He made 51 saves. Like I don't see that happening again. I can't see that happening over 7 games. That's what scares me. So if we're done talking, let me pull up some props for this Boston Miami game, and then we can move into hockey here. Make sure you smash that subscribe button, smash the like button, guys. Buy a t-shirt, do it all. Follow us on TikTok. We got to get this thing to the moon. So keep it up. All right, and that's all linked in the description on YouTube. It's all linked in the bio on TikTok, so go check that out. All right, so Jason Tatum's player points over 28.5, right? Jason Tatum, what do you have, 20-something in the first half the other day? His PRA is – Jason Tatum's PRA is 40.5 here. Again, flu game, guys. Playing through the flu game for you because I care about you. Jason Tatum over 40.5. Like I like that. I really do, because you got to figure, hey, he's gonna have 28 points. He'll have 10 rebounds and 6 assists. Like that's a big game. But I think 40.5 is a realistic number for him. I do like Jaylen Brown's PRA at 33.5. I think that's very money as well. Jimmy Butler's PRA is 39.5. I mean, I don't think he has 41 tonight, but again, I think we can all agree on this. If Jimmy Butler isn't scoring 30, the Heat aren't winning this basketball game. And I hope we can all agree on that. Jimmy Butler needs to be the guy, because throughout that Sixers series, he was the guy. He got it all started. Obviously, you got Hero coming off the bench that can do some damage, but still. Jaylen Brown, 33.5, or Jimmy Butler, 39.5. I like that for PRA. This is a good one, too. You ready for this? Grant Williams, over 14.5 PRA. I like that a lot. Grant Williams over 14.5 PRA. We look at what Grant Williams has done. I know he's coming off the big game where he led the team in scoring and all that, but I think that Smart plays buckets under on the points. Yeah, I think Smart definitely plays a factor in the total there. Smart is going to play tonight, so count on that. So 18.5. I kind of like that based on what he's been doing, based on even he's coming off a terrible performance, but again, I think the Heat are going to allow him to shoot the 3-pointer. So if he makes them, he's going to hit this total, right? If he doesn't make them, he's not going to hit the total. So you're banking on Grant Williams making shots. I think I'd rather go with a guy like Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. I think those are fair. Jimmy Butler at 39.5 is also fair. So I like doing PRAs instead of points. But a guy like Jimmy Butler, I think 26, his point totals at 26.5. He's the one scoring. He's the one that orchestrates that offense. So I'd probably that's someone I could go with doing the points. But when you look at the Celtics, they have multiple guys that can score. And there's guys that can score obviously on the Heat, but I'm not looking at PJ Tucker, Bam Adebayo, Max Strus, and these other guys to score. It's going to be Jimmy Butler orchestrating that offense. Jimmy Butler and Tyler Hero, obviously. Tatum under 3.5 threes. I don't know. I think Tatum plays well tonight. I really do. And it depends on what your narrative is. Heat defend the 3 well, but I still think Tatum plays plays well tonight and steps up. And guys, it all depends on what your narrative is. My narrative is the Celtics are going to show up, and for the Celtics to show up, it's got to be the one player that's got to do the job is Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. I guess two, but Jason Tatum's really got to be the guy. When the Celtics are playing best, it's Jason Tatum taking the lead, and it's Jaylen Brown's playing a little bit of a back seat there. Not back seat, but Jaylen Brown scoring 20 to 25, and then Jason Tatum hitting 30 plus. That's when the Celtics are playing really, really good basketball. All right, so we can move into hockey here. Any other questions on basketball, throw them in the chat. If not, we will move on here. Josh Diggity coming in here. Hey, Tanner, anybody tell you kind of look like Tyler Hero? I do. You think so? I mean, I got to get the Tyler Hero's got a little less hair on the sides there. I probably got to go like a 1 on the sides to look like Tyler Hero. But no one's ever told me that, Das. That's a compliment. Tyler Hero's a good-looking guy. Tatum needs a good whole game, not a great first half. Again, yeah, Aerox, I totally agree with that. He does. But my narrative is he's going to, right? He has to. He needs to be the guy to get the scoring started for the Boston Celtics tonight. So I'm going to go with Jason Tatum to have a big night because he has to have a big night. It's a must-win game. This is why they pay him the big bucks. This is why he is the star. It's not Jaylen Brown, it's Jason Tatum. It starts with him. So that's what we're going with there. All right, let's move into hockey here. Elo, a 0 fade. A 0. Yeah, he's got a 0, you think? I think he's got more like a 1. I got like a 2. He's got like probably a half, I'd say. Okay. So let's get into this. Lightning versus Panthers. I'm going to go back to what I did the other day. I'm going to go Panthers money line regular time, get the plus money there. When I look at the Panthers, there's no value straight up at like minus 166 or whatever they're at. All right. This game was 1-1 going into the third period. All right. The Lightning scored, and then they waved off a goal for Florida. That killed the momentum in the building, wiping off the equalizer. Now, I want to give the Lightning some credit. Andrei Vasilevskiy was sensational in the net in the last game. He made 33 saves. He's good enough to change a series. Everyone donate $1. Let's get Tanner his fade. I'll go get a fade, guys. I'll go get a fade. I got a Boston barber that'll do a fade for me. Come on now. Man of the people. You guys want a fade? I'll get a fade. He's good. He's good enough to change a series. Vasilevskiy, good enough to change a series. Kucherov and Corey Perry each had 2 points. The Lightning's dude stepped up and played well. But with that being said, the Lightning were 3 of 6 on their power plays, and the Panthers were 0 for 3. I think the Panthers will be better on their power plays tonight. It was a tight game going into the third period. The 4-1 score doesn't do it justice. We'll talk baseball in a minute, guys. Come on now. I'm a man of the people. I got to get to everyone. When I look at this game, it was a even game. The 4-1 doesn't do it justice. The Panthers are at home. I'm going to give them the opportunity to win tonight. I think if this game's 2-0 going back to Tampa Bay, it's going to be very rough. I know it's the same state, but at the same time too, the Lightning Arena, whatever they play, Amalie Arena, is very difficult to play. So I'm going to go with the Panthers to get the job done in regular time at plus 100. Again, 4-1 doesn't do it justice. Panthers haven't scored on a power play in the playoffs. I think it was 0 for 23. Well, they need to tonight. That's what it comes down to. They get their chances. They got to score. The Panthers had a very good series last series out. They got to get to Vasilevskiy. And you know what? The Lightning need to look at what Toronto did. And Toronto made Vasilevskiy uncomfortable. They did multiple times. So whatever film they need to watch to do that, they got to do it. I'm going to give them the opportunity, guys. It's only right. They're a higher seed. They're at home. I know the Lightning are the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions, but we know how hard it is to repeat multiple times, like 2 times, let alone 3, right? So I'm going to go with the Panthers now. I'm going to give them another opportunity. But do I feel good about this bet compared to my other hockey bet? No. I feel really good about my Avalanche minus 1.5 puck line bet tonight at plus 100. And I hope you can too. There's a lot of people high on the Blues. Excuse me. Flu game. Remember, don't forget. Playing the flu game tonight, guys. Give me some love here. I'm for the people. Tanner Kern's for the people. I look at the Blues and the Avalanche here. Avalanche puck line at plus 100 tonight. The Blues are really good on the power play. They're good killing power plays, and they're good scoring on power plays. But at the same time, if you believe in the Blues, and you're in the comments, please tell me why you believe in the Blues. Please give me an indication why you believe in the Blues. I'm going to hold this. I want to see if anyone has a comment. A Blues bettor has a comment and tells me why they believe in the St. Louis Blues. Because in no way do I believe in the St. Louis Blues. Plus 105 on DraftKings. The Avalanche hit 5 posts. They should have blew them out. There we go, J-Rod. J-Rod 925. You're a smart guy. You're a very smart guy. Jordan Binnington made 51 saves. How likely is it that you're going to make 51 saves again? How likely is that? Very unlikely. The Avalanche can score at will. They can score at will. They are so aggressive, and they can score at will. when I look at this number, flu minus 125, COVID plus 110, I don't think I have COVID. I think I'm just sick. I think I got the allergies, but I'm playing through the freaking flu game or the COVID game or whatever. I don't really know, but you know what? I'm grinding out here. Binghamton looked great. He looked great, right? But again, it's a numbers game, guys. We said it yesterday. Like the example, if you go to the bar and you're trying to meet a girl, right? There's going to be one girl in the bar that's going to hang out with you. I'll say it like that, right? If you outshoot a team 54-25 over and over and over and over again, you're not going to win. In no way are you going to win. There's no chance, right? And that's what I see from the Avalanche. I see the Avalanche pouring the pucks on the net repeatedly over and over and over again. And eventually the Rock's going to break. Jordan Binghamton, fantastic goaltender. St. Louis Blues, very good hockey team. The Avs, different level. That's my take there. And I think puck line, we got screwed last time with the puck line, because if I look at that 54-25 shots number, I will play that puck line all night long. I will hammer it. If like, for example, if the Avalanche outshoot them 54-25 again, and for some reason, the puck line doesn't work, for some reason, I will go back in 2 days when the game's in St. Louis and I will hammer the puck line again for the Avalanche. Hammer it. Because you can't get outshot by 20 goals, 54-25. That just can't, 30 goals, 29 goals. You can't get outshot that much and expect to win hockey games. Jordan Binghamton was sensational. I don't think it happens again. That's what we're going with there, people. All right, so it's time for baseball. Early baseball, guys. I'm going to be honest. I hate betting early baseball. I think I got one early baseball bet, though, based on the times. Any other questions, guys, we'll get to them at the end here for NBA or NHL, but throw them in the chat. We're going to talk baseball a little bit right now. I'll run through my picks. Do I think the Yankees? I think the Yankees and the Yankees have a good value at -1.5 at -120 over the Orioles today. They really do. I like that, but I'm not playing it. I'm playing the over in the Padres versus Phillies game. Why am I going to play the over here? Well, if you look at the numbers in the past 2 games, right, both games have gone under in this series. But overall, Padres have gone over in 5 of their past 7. Phillies gone over in 6 of their past 9. So I want to pull up some numbers here for you guys with the pitching matchup in this game. Under for Sox Royals. Yeah, I mean, again, I got lucky with that one yesterday. They bumped it up to 9.5. I will talk about that in a minute, but honestly, that was really tight yesterday. That was really tight. I don't really know if I want that much stress again. So I'll see, but I'll give you my opinion on it. I looked at it. I saw 9.5, but again, there's a reason it's 9.5. So we look at this matchup, Yu Darvish versus Kyle Gibson. Both guys are 3-1, all right? But in their recent pitching matchups, they've given up runs. The opponents have given up runs, right? Yu Darvish, 4.62, 11 walks, 4 bombs. Kyle Gibson, 4.1, 13 walks, 4 homers. The number that I look at here is the whip, 1.2, 1.18 with the walks. I think if they can get guys on base, they're going to convert. I think today is the day that runs start getting scored, because the trends overall, Padres have gone over in 5 of their past 7. Phillies gone over in 6 of their past 9. I'm going to play the trend today. I'm going to play the pitching matchup. I'm going to go over. I was thinking about going under. I think 8 is just too low of a total here. When balls start flying off bad pitching, a lot of damage can get done. So I'm going to ride with the over in this game of 8. I think 8's low enough. It was 9. I would probably go under, but at 8, I think it's a good bet for the over. I do like the Phillies today, or I do like the Padres today. When you look at it, -106 versus -110, it's a pick 'em game. Like, for example, too, like based on what we've seen in this series, at least, like this is a good run line bet, -1.5 at +176, because they're on the road. They're going to get that extra bat. I'm not saying play that. It's probably better to play as a money line, because the value's there still at -106. The juice isn't too bad. But yeah, I do think the Padres win this game coming off the loss yesterday. Celtics and Cardinals money line. Cardinals money line +166. You got some balls there to do that. With going against Bassett. I think Bassett's a really good pitcher. I think he deserves a lot of respect here. I mean, the Cardinals just got blown off the field yesterday, 11-4. The Mets can pop off on offense at any time. But again, when you look at the numbers, they're pretty equal. The one thing that hurts the Cardinals is their bullpen overall. The Cardinals don't have the same bullpen as the Mets. The Mets are a lot more efficient. The starting matchup, I mean, it's pretty equal today. But overall, the one thing to be worried about when it comes to Hudson is his control. 1.3 whip. So just keep that in mind there. Bassett's a little more tame. He's a little calmer. He's able to locate, and he's got better strikeout ability. And we know what it comes down to in baseball, guys. It's home runs and strikeouts. Both guys have given up home runs, but when you look at Bassett's numbers over, basically the same amount of innings, actually 7 more for Bassett. He's got 46 strikeouts. Hudson's got 20. So when you need a strikeout to get out of an inning, are you going to get it? That's the biggest question for the Cardinals. They got to hit today. If they hit, they're going to be just fine. But again, my money's on Chris Bassett today. So that's a game I would stay away from 100%, just because, there's no value as a straight. I might play the Mets in a parlay, but as a straight, no value for me there. No value run line because the Mets are at home. So yeah, I mean, I got the Dakota Hudson, the Cardinals could win this game 100%. But, when I look at those numbers, I'm going to stay away. I think the Mets coming off hitting the ball yesterday, that was really the first time they've actually hit well in the past, few games, right? 11 runs. That was their first offensive explosion. So just keep that in mind. The Cardinals bullpen does struggle at times. I am feeling Celtics tonight. Yes, of course I'm feeling Celtics. Celtics plus 3.5. Go Cowboys. Yep, go Cowboys. Great for football season. We're all ready for football season. But yeah, I'm feeling Celtics tonight plus 3.5. I think that's good value. I think that's good money there. So we're going to ride with them. Again, I don't think the Celtics play as bad as they did. The Heat only won by like 10 points, right? With a beat up Celtics team. On top of that, you got the reigning defending defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart, back. The Celtics had a bad third quarter. And overall, guys, Jason Tatum was non-existent in the second half. Jason Tatum can't be non-existent for them to win. Now, if Jason Tatum comes out and doesn't score in the second half, they're going to lose. I'll tell you that right now. But I'm banking on him stepping up and being big tonight. That's what we're going with. Again, flu game, guys. I'm playing through the flu right now. All right. My final bet here in baseball shifted to plus 3 in my book. Okay, so we did the right thing then. We did the right thing. Reverse line movement. We got it at the right time. 3.5 there. At 3, I still like the Celtics, guys. And honestly, I would take a money line, but I tell you every day, I like playing the points. If you're going to give me 3 to 3.5 points, I'm going to play it because I feel confident that they can still lose the game and be within a number to cover. Jimmy going to stuff him? No, Jimmy's not going to stuff. Jimmy ain't going to drop 41 again. I think Jimmy's going to have a good night. I don't think he drops 41. The Celtics got beat by one guy. Okay, let's be real. They got beat by Jimmy Butler. At least Jason Tatum, like if he's not scoring, they have other guys to score. I don't see that with the Heat. Obviously Tyler Hero, but Jason doesn't have to show up. And with Smart back and not having another bad third quarter, I believe they still win. Yeah, I mean, it can be Grant Williams, it can be Jaylen Brown, but the guy that orchestrates it all has to be Jason Tatum. That's why he is the franchise leader. It has to be Jason Tatum. I know Smart back. Listen, Smart takes stupid shots so much. He's a defensive player. Smart should never be sizing a guy up with the shot clock winding down. That's Jason Tatum's job. And then it goes to Jaylen Brown. Derek White is out for game 2. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, he is. But again, I mean, if you're getting Marcus Smart back, you're good. You can give up Derek White. That's my take there. I'd rather have Derek White out than get Smart back. I did see that tweet yesterday, though, actually. Derek White, when I watched Derek White in Game 7, it was so frustrating. He made a couple big shots down the stretch, but it was so frustrating, some of the shots he was taking. Celtics won in Milwaukee when it was winner go home. They ain't losing back-to-back. I totally agree with that, guys. And you know what? This is going to be a great series. I think the series goes 6 or 7 games. I think it's going to be awesome. I don't think it's going to be Heat in 5. You come on here and say Heat in 5. Like, what are you talking about? So let's finish with baseball here, guys. Let me get my last baseball bet in here. Diamondbacks money line minus 116 here. Arizona, huge pitching advantage with Zach Gallen on the mound. Gallen's really stepped into full form this year. He's becoming that guy. 105 ERA, 0.67 whip. He's on pace to win the Cy Young right now. D-backs have also hit 41 homers compared to the Cubs at 29. Marcus Smart gives up homers. He doesn't have great strikeout ability. He's continued to struggle with location. My narrative in this game, again, we talk about narratives every day. My narrative is that the Diamondbacks can hit a couple bombs early off Stroman, get up. Gallen can pitch great, and the bullpen can shut the door. There's going to be for the Diamondbacks to win. It's probably got to be a pretty low-scoring game for the Cubs. They probably got to keep the Cubs under their team total. But again, Marcus Stroman does give up home runs. He struggles to locate, and he doesn't have great strikeout stuff. So if he can't keep the ball down the zone, balls are going to fly out of the yard at Wrigley today. I don't know what way the wind is blowing at Wrigley. That's something to keep in mind if you're playing the total there. But again, the Diamondbacks, they don't manufacture runs. They hit homers, and I think they get the job done today off Marcus Stroman. All right, what do we think about Marcus Smart over 1.5 steals and blocks? Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. As long as he gets minutes, that's my only fear. If he comes out there and, he beats his foot up, I just don't want Ime Udoka to say, hey, you know what? Let's keep him out right now. Let's keep him out. Let's give him another day to rest before we go back to Boston. That's my fear, because if the Celtics get up to a point, I think they pull him out and give him a little break. But 1.5 is not a lot for the defensive player of the year who loves taking charges, who loves sticking his face in there and getting the job done. If you had to parlay a money line with the Padres for the early games, what would it be? Yankees. I mean, the matchup is there for the New York Yankees. I know they're going for the sweep. I'd say Yankees. I like the Mets. I do. I like the Guardians. I think Guardians are going to get good value at -130. So I think if you want to go in the order, I mean, Yankees at -205 going for a sweep. I don't see as much value as a team like the Guardians playing the Reds. I like the Mets today. I think Bassett's really, really good coming off that offensive explosion yesterday. I think that's a good bet. So I'd go probably Guardians or Mets, and you can pick what you want to ride with there. Astros run line tonight. I don't like playing run lines at home, especially for +102 odds. Texas Rangers can compete. They competed with the Boston Red Sox, and the Boston Red Sox competed with the Houston Astros. So just keep that in mind. +102. Like I said, guys, I don't like playing run lines at home, and if I'm going to play a run line for a home team, it better be worth my while. +102 is just not worth it to me. But again, if you like the Astros tonight, plus, -1.5 is a better bet than -220 is a straight. But, my gambling, my gambling rule book says I'm not going to play a run line team at home with that kind of value. I think +102 just not enough there for me. I'd like to see it more like +160, +170. What's the Padres bet again? I have the over of 8 in that game. But again, I like the Padres straight up if you want to play a team in that game, but I like the over more. I think between Yu Darvish and Kyle Gibson, they both give up homers. They both give up walks. These teams have been going over like crazy. I know the last 2 games don't do it justice, but these teams have been going over a lot. So I'm going to take the over, and then Diamondbacks money line tonight. So that's what we're going with there. Yeah, it makes sense. But yeah, I mean, again, guys, it's all what you want to do. I don't like every day people come on, they ask about run lines at home. And if I'm going to play a run line at home, it's going to be with the Los Angeles Dodgers with really good odds. Yankees and another team in a money line parlay. If you want to do an early one, I think Yankees Guardians, Yankees Mets. You go a little New York action, go Yankees Mets for those early games. But yeah, I think those are your best bets. So I run through. I take the Yankees, I take the Padres, I take the Mets, I take the Guardians. I kind of like the Royals in an upset spot tonight at +120. Boston, I probably go with Boston -126. Diamondbacks at -102, upset there because they're a little slight underdogs there. And then I think the Astros get back on track. But what I saw from the Astros yesterday was very, very scary if you're an Astros bettor. I mean, the Red Sox are not playing great baseball. Nick Pivetta is not a great pitcher, and they just got shoved. So that does scare me. Again, going back to Houston, though, playing against the Rangers. Again, flu game, guys. Framber Valdez on the mound should get them back on track, though. I took Phillies -1.5 for +165. Yeah, I mean, that's a fair bet. That's a fair bet. I got Padres team total over 3.5. I like that. Kyle Gibson's not been good. I like both the team totals in that game. I think that game should get well over 8. Based on what? Based on the numbers. I mean, Padres have gone over in 5 of their past 7. Philly's gone over in 6 of the past 9. So that's what we're going with there, guys. Any other questions, throw them in the chat. If not, we will sign off here. Again, flu game, guys. Playing through the flu right now. We love you all. Keep commenting, keep subscribing, keep liking on TikTok, keep sharing, keep doing it all. 9,000 likes on the TikTok. Gotta love that today. YouTube, good comments as always from my guys, Alex, Das Diggity, Merrill. So I appreciate it all, guys. Let's throw your final questions in there. If not, we will sign off here. I'll have my picks video out here in a little bit. Tanner the Tank, you the man. Appreciate you. Thanks, A-Rock. I appreciate it, guys. Again, sorry I'm wiping my nose on camera again, but playing through the flu. Alex, great show. Awesome, Alex. Thank you. Appreciate you, man. As always, love that, guys. Daz Deuces over on TikTok. Any other questions, guys, from the chat? We'll stay on here another minute, and then we will sign off. See what you guys got for me. Any other questions? Again, though, good day of sports. I'm really looking forward to the basketball game tonight. As always, I'm a Celtics fan, so that shouldn't be any surprise. I think 3.5 is a fair line there. Lightning Panthers does scare me a little bit. I'm not going to lie about that, but I'm going to take the Panthers in regular time, see if they can get the job done. JK, MLL, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Blues Avalanche, I like that bet just with the numbers of shots on goal. Padres Phillies, numbers say go over there. Diamondbacks money line. I think Zach Allen can shove today. So I feel good again today. What player props do I like for the Celtics game? So, like, if I had to go, some player props, I'm going to go PRA. Let's see. Player combos. Good stuff, bro. Modelo's 20. Sorry, I've been a bit quiet today. No problem, Matthew Weltman. No problem, man. You're on every day, so I appreciate it. I think Jason Tatum's PRA at over 30, or PR. Jason Tatum points and assists at 34.5. So I think a good deal. You said over for the Blues game. No, I took puck line. I took Avalanche puck line in that game. Totals have been hard. I mean, just the way Binghamton played, but I think there's going to be a lot more goals scored tonight. Jason Tatum points. Let's see, points, rebounds, assists. So that bumped up. I like Jaylen Brown over 34.5 PRA, and then I like Jimmy Butler over 39.5. I think Tatum 41.5. It's creeping up there a little bit, but again, I think he has a big night. You might want to go alternate total with him and bump him down if you're doing a same game parlay. B's 2-1 tennis plus 320 cash it with me. I'll jump in on a tennis bet maybe. You said over. Yeah, so Blues game, we're just going Avalanche puck line. Grant Williams, I'd probably stay away from. Honestly, today, you don't know what you're going to get. If they allow him to shoot the threes and he makes them, he's going to go over, but that's a big if. I think if you're looking at a heat prop, it's got to be Jimmy Butler. I think Bam. I think Robert Williams rebounds could be a decent number. Let's see what they have him at. Robert Williams at 9.5 rebounds. I honestly, I think the under might be the call on that, just because you don't know how much minutes he's going to get between him and Tice. So that scares me a little bit. But probably Bam for over 8.5 rebounds, I think is a good number. He made his presence felt on the defensive end of the floor in that last game. So I think that's a fair number as well. We active C at the counter. Yes, sir. Love that guy. So we're going to sign off here. Hope everyone has a great day. Hope everyone's ready to make some money. John Brando coming in here. Celtics all day tonight. I love the Celtics. I love the C's. We'll see what they can do tonight. See if they can get the job done. That was at the day for May 18th. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, guys. Have a lot of other fan content out today. A lot of picks videos. Got some fun stuff planned in the coming days. So make sure you check that out. Check out our merch, guys. Bet the Day merch, Team Parlay Sports merch. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the logos right there, and got a lot of other fun stuff planned. Join Discord, right? And then, yeah, that's it, guys. Hope everyone has a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Bet the Day.